The lady and the gentleman.
On the screen, off the screen. What is that?
You know me, yo. I'm going to try new things while I'm perfecting it. If that's all right with you.
On the screen. I'm just waiting for you to be like in the distance doing a whole dance and go on and off the screen.
Or like them Will Smith Instagram videos.
Yeah.
I don't know who's doing this stuff, but like
where he reaches in.
Yeah, you saw that?
He actually tags the person who does all his it's Westbrook something. It's a white guy. But yeah, where he reaches and it looks like he's, to the other screen. Yes.
Hell of a shout out. I mean, Will Smith doing it. Damn.
Yeah.
It's all good though. Just wait till we get him on the podcast. I know he's just waiting, but I mean, time conflict. Sorry, Will. We'll pencil you in whenever we can. All right, we got some important people we got to get to first.
What? Okay.
I'm just joking. Anyway, what it do, y'alls?
Cello.
How you been? You all right? Doing all right?
Good, man. It's been a productive week. Got a lot done. Got a lot of videos out for us and put some content out on IG since people were posting, this
disclaimer joint or something.
Yeah, the little disclaimer like, guys, FYI, when you sign terms and conditions. So put that out and whatnot. Child, my neighbor is in the yard with her dog, cuz just pooping in my yard, yo.
Oh hell no. Nah.
So it's funny too because my mom, when I moved in here, she was doing that, and my mom literally runs out the front door and said, "Oh, hey, excuse me, are you a neighbor? So what are you doing here?" Dead. Me and my daddy is like in the office, like looking out the window, like. And then we get back to work, and we was like, then Mom was like out there for like 15 minutes. She come back in. I said, "Well, Mom, what you find out?" "Well, that's your neighbor. Her name is such and such. She lives here with such and such." She told me. I'm like, wait a minute. You
know how it goes, yo.
You went out there to get the dog off the yard, and now
I made a friend for life.
Found out the whole life story. Like, oh my God.
Be like that, man. Be like that.
That's Mom. But yeah, so like I said, good week. We had comments on IG,
YouTube.
And YouTube. We had IG too, because the homie Jasper, our California family. Yeah, he commented, was like, appreciate the shout out. And he was like, he agrees with you and wants me to do like capture me at the Green Bay game in September. And I was like, I don't think about it. I might be too. I be done drop my phone because I be like, here in Green Bay, oh my God, go! And the phone is gone. Like, yeah.
Dedication, yo. People want it. People want it. All right, like we want to experience it with you.
It's not gonna happen. See, you gotta think I'm going solo now. If I had like somebody with me that can record me, then probably. But I'm going by myself, so it's like. It's different. So it's like I would have to focus, and I'm gonna be too focused on the game,
Yeah, I got you. My nephew and I are gonna be at the Panthers and Rams game. So
that should be good.
And that's week 1. That's the first game of the season. So
a couple weeks.
Yeah. So what I'll do is if I can, I'll try to do a little something during the game. Some type of live, the key word was try. That had all the highlighting in it. All right, so the tape with the arrows when people got to sign stuff and people got an initial, they like initial here. Yeah, like everything said try. Everything was going towards try. But but if I do it though, you got to do it.
Yeah, if you do it, I'll give you a snippet of a Packers game. Yeah,
that's good.
Give you a snippet of a Packers game.
And it's good that y'all going to Lambeau Field where the field is actually 100 yards, not 80. Oh, yeah. You like how I didn't bring that up during a production meeting? Because I wanted to catch you off guard.
Something. I hated that game. And I was so ready for that game to end. We lost 5 people went down. Equanimous Brown is out for 4 to 6 weeks. Rashawn Gray, I'm still waiting on an alert to come through to see what's up with his injury. Oh God, like my heart was like, I just need to end the game because we need to have players by the time the season start. Oh my God, the crappiest field. I don't ever want us to go back to Canada. Let me tell you something. Oh God, I wanted that game to end. I was like, bruh.
No, I ain't gonna front that because
the worst field conditions in life.
It wasn't even a full 100 yards. That's the part I'm laughing about.
But they couldn't do 100 yards because there was patches in the field which had sunken places, which means if you cut or run, you pretty much can twist your fucking ankle, which happened to damn St. Brown out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So the field was horrible. They tried to fix it. How the fuck do you fix pretty much water holes in the ground? Like, who fixes that? That's dangerous. So they had to bring it in.
That happened. It was on Hard Knocks. Like, I want to say like the very first season of Hard Knocks with the Ravens. And they canceled it. They straight up canceled the game.
They should have canceled that one.
Because I think it was in Philly. I think we were playing Philly, if I'm not mistaken. And it was like, yo, y'all got to fix this. Like, this shit needs to be perfect in like the next 40 minutes.
Bruh. They came out, Ron came out on the field with Devontae and all the starters. Mm-hmm. They did toot toot. None of the starters are playing. That's literally how it was. It was like, oh, yeah. So we're going to go back in the locker room and put on clothes.
I'm out. Yeah, it's next.
No, the coaches did it. The coach was like, yeah, none of y'all are playing. All the starters.
When they got that notepad in their hand.
None of y'all are playing.
That's one thing about Bill Belichick. I tell you, every time the camera cuts to him at the beginning of the game, and this is what you see right here. Whenever you see him in that pencil and pad, like they basically about to win, they're gonna win the game. I've learned that. I've learned that, but I don't know what kind of notes he's taking, but I feel like them notes will get you into NASA.
But yeah, I was upset about that. They talked about it on SportsCenter, how that was just horrible. They shouldn't have played. Like you said, we had 5 Packers go down. 5.
That sucks.
Anyway.
Actually, it doesn't because we played all this year. So.
First of all, Cameron was in the game for 2.5 seconds and got a boot on his foot. So he's out for at least
a Jordan boot.
4 to 6 weeks. He out for 4 to 6 weeks too.
And they said he good. Cam, tough as hell to his detriment. I'll say that.
Right.
Dude could be full knocked out, sleep on the field, fully concussed.
All I'm gonna say is you guys probably need to watch the next preseason game and see what your backup quarterback look like. I'm just gonna throw that out.
Yeah. That's still up in there.
That's why I told people, like, before back in the day, it was like, preseason doesn't count. With the injury,
hell yeah.
Now they're like imperative now because it's like, let me see who's gonna back up my folk because the way it's going, it ain't looking good.
Mm-hmm. You get to see how the draft class transitioned to the NFL.
You got a whole storm going on over there.
It's a little vicious outside. It's oh man, you see that?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Saw that?
Go closing block. What your grandma and them say? Go get out that window and let the
go ahead and cut everything off.
Yeah, let the Lord do his work. Yeah, it just left here doing the exact same thing, like lightning, storm, everything. It just left here. But yeah.
Well, since there's a giant tree right outside this window, let's go ahead and get started with the topic so that I'm not, in hell's path too long. Well, hold on. Did we finish? Was that all the old business? Did we wrap up everything?
We did have a comment on YouTube. We got to get back with him because it was like a dissertation, but it was amazing. They gave us like great in-depth detail of more information from Cambridge Analytica, Facebook, just how things work, some more stuff about some of just a lot. We haven't gotten through all of it, but it was just dope. You can tell they listened and put points in and added more dialogue and information to. Like I said, we just seen the great hack, so we only, like I said, we only scratched the surface because there's no telling what more information. And this person went above and beyond of supplying us with like some more information to deep dive more into, you know, our data, you know, what Facebook, Google is doing, these committees, you know, how the United States really, we have no protection around us. Like dope.
Resurgence of Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah, like, yeah. So like dope. So we got to read through it. Definitely appreciate the listener for that. Like,
they gave us receipts. Like,
yeah. I was like, but me is the, you know, the techie person with the, you know, oh my God. I was like, yes, let me read. Oh, you know what? Let me calm down.
No, I get it.
Yes, what? There's another company? Oh my God. Like,
I felt like they were either taking notes while they were listening or writing the comment while they were listening.
Yeah, like it was dope, like truly dope. Learned a lot more information, still learning information about this whole data thing. So, you know, I think the great hack is just opening the door to some things, but yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. So if
we appreciate our listeners and followers. Thank you.
No, seriously, like it keeps us going.
Thank you.
For real. And if you are listening to this week's episode or watching, because I mean it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you're listening / watching, I think I literally just responded to your comment saying that, you know, how much we appreciate it, but we're about to record, and so we want to get through all of it because it was a lot and it was great content, great content. Like Buddy took us to school. Let's call it what it is.
And I was here for it.
Oh, I'm talking about front row. Front row.
Oh.
You need an apple? Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about that.
What? Oh, what? Let me click on that link. Yeah.
But yeah, so we will be reaching out to them. Hopefully, if they're up for it, we may be able to actually bring them onto the podcast as a guest.
Part two.
That would be, oh man, dreams. All right, goals, checklists, milestones, all of it. I'm here for it. But let's get into today's topic, son.
So Jay-Z versus the Black community.
S. Dot.
Jay-Z versus the Black community. So
let me, you know what, yo, actually, let me pause it real quick, and because when we have like our quick production meetings, that's what I call it. But anyways, when we have our production meetings before we record, you know, it's like we never discuss our individual viewpoints on you know, like whatever the topic is, and we intentionally do that, or I guess intentionally not do that.
Yeah.
So that it just, because we want you guys to see like our reactions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not often that we disagree with each other, but when it is, I mean, like we don't want to come up with like a fabricated, you know, type of response or something like that. So I have no idea what y'all's reaction is. No idea what my reaction is, but you damn sure better believe Jock got a reaction. So, ladies,
we're gonna have to bring people on that do disagree with us every now and then, because I like a good heated, you know, conversation. You know, the Black community just doesn't cease to amaze me. We
yo. You don't cease to amaze me either. It's like every time.
Black community.
I mean, my girl. What I'm talking about.
Like,
here we go.
And you know, football is big for me. So this NFL thing, and so if Jay-Z's part of the problem, I'm also part of the problem, because I can actually, and I have my shares sitting on the wall over here. I am part owner of the Green Bay Packers. That sounds very cliche and frivolous, but no, we get letters when the Kaepernick things happen. We get letters from the president. We get voting rights, which we had voting in July, shareholder meetings. I get to determine, you know, how we feel about our coach, all of that, who's running Green Bay. Like, so don't get it twisted. Like, I'm very much aware of the ins and outs, maybe not as in-depth as the Jerry Jones, because I'm not like this billion-dollar owner, but the experience with the Kaepernick thing and Green Bay stance and what we as shareholders had to decide on, because we actually had to have a meeting. There was like an impromptu voting for how to move forward on some things for the team during the Kaepernick thing, and how, just the stance and how we stand behind and the message we had to send the team, like all of that, like eye-opening for me to like understand the inner workings of the NFL. So if Jay-Z's part of the problem, I'm a part of the problem, according to the Black community. So I'm a sellout.
Yeah. So great opening statement, Yos. I love it.
You're saying.
When I was I was in a car, and I was just listening to The Odd Couple, Fox Sports, Chris Broussard and who was it there, and okay, it's The Odd Couple. All right, you can look them up. I'm sorry, I've been running blank on the names right now, but so anyways, like I said, Chris Broussard specifically wasn't there. I think he was on vacation or something. And so it was his co-host and a guest. And I was along with the guest. Sucks I can't remember the names. But he was essentially saying verbatim what I had been saying all day. And it's that let's just wait and see how it pans out.
Exactly.
You literally, like, you can never ever definitively say anybody can say anything, but you never will know what is a good idea and what is a bad idea at the inception of the idea.
Yeah.
You have to put things into play just to see how it pans out. Number one. Number two, Jay-Z is a businessman. Mm-hmm. We've seen that. All right. If nothing else, listen to damn, what was the first album?
I'm a businessman.
Damn, what was the first album? I'm tripping. Yeah, whatever it's called.
First album, Reasonable Doubt.
Thank you, Yos. I don't know what in the hell.
Come on now.
Lack of sleep last night. But anyways, if you just listen to that, you could tell Jay-Z, he knows business. He understands business. Understands the game. All right. I'm pretty sure he knows, don't reveal all your cards at once. That's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I have two things I'm thinking. Number one, on Jay-Z's behalf, on Jay-Z's side, I think time has proven, literally, time has literally proven over the past 2 years, because that's how long Kaepernick's been out of the NFL. 2 years, 2 seasons.
Yep, 2 seasons, yeah.
Time has proven that whatever is, I guess, the status quo, whatever is the present way of doing things, it's not working for him, for Kaepernick. Got to do something different. Change comes from within. Mm-hmm. You get in. Once it's a lot easier you have much more bargaining power when you are a partner, as opposed to trying to create a partnership. So instead of saying, yeah, I'll join you, NFL, but Kaepernick got to be beside me. Right. They'll be like, no, we good. Appreciate you. We'll go to someone else. We'll get Will Smith or Denzel or something like that. Right. But when you're already a partner, you be like, hey, we've been in this for about 6 months now. I'm ready to bring in someone that I think, has a very strong voice in this issue. And then boom, Kaepernick right there, seat at the table. That's on Jay-Z's side. What you got, Yos?
So, yes. My whole thing is, from a Jay-Z perspective, is look at Jay-Z's track record. Everything he's done, from paying for attorneys for the social injustice that's been going on, for the Meek Mills, like, look at Jay-Z's track record. Does he have a track record of being a sellout? I'll wait. Exactly. So with that being said, why don't you give the brother a chance? Like, and everybody, and first of all, The main people that's probably complaining is the main people talking about, oh, we boycotting, but yet you still watching the NFL game. So miss me with it. Or the same people that have a Cap jersey. I'll pause for that for a second because they're like, well, we got Cap jersey to support. You do realize the Kaepernick jersey is an NFL logo jersey, so you just paid money to the NFL, right?
Yeah.
So so I'm just sitting here like, just
support the man directly.
Before, because I haven't even heard the whole press conference. I heard the pieces where, Jay-Z was defending himself, and I was just like, what track record have you guys seen that he has been a sellout? I'm like, Jay-Z and Beyonce always have a method to the madness. And I'm like, but didn't nobody cancel out Beyonce when she did her Black Panther?
What was it? Formation?
Right, and that was when Kaepernick was kneeling. He was, of course, he was still working, and he was still on the team at the time. But did nobody cancel Beyonce?
And Jay-Z's like, what? It was about 50?
Yeah,
literally about 50. I mean, I don't know. It kills me. Just like you said, you don't have a track record of selling out, and all of a sudden, on day one of this new deal, you're a sellout.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
I mean, people. I don't fault people for coming to whatever conclusion they want to come to, because I think that is a result of experience and knowledge, education, stuff like that. But I think that's the point right then and there. Mm-hmm. You're only going to jump to a conclusion that's based off of the experience or lack of experience that you have. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like I'm calling out a lot of people, and trust me, I'm calling out a lot of people here. But if you don't have experience doing like business deals, partnerships, multi-million-dollar type of stuff like that, if you don't have experience with that, I mean, that's a whole nother game. It's a whole nother type of conversation.
Well, we don't have experience with it because the protests are great. Mm-hmm. That worked in the 60s and 70s. That ain't gonna work now. Like, we need to have a seat at the table. So when the things happen with Cap, I'm just going back, like, excluding Jay-Z before he even walks in the door with this. Everybody was pissed off. Everybody was pissed off because he wasn't getting the job. He was getting blackballed. Mm-hmm. And then Puffy, which I don't know what happened with his effort with that, because that's at the time when the Panthers team was up for sale. Yeah. And he was trying to get some people together to own a team. But, that's when Puffy realized, like, it's the good old boys club. Like, it's you got to have a certain amount of net worth and a certain amount, which God knows Puffy can definitely. You can put it together. But he was trying to figure that out. And hell, Puffy still might be on that team with Jay-Z. Ain't nobody, you don't know. Mm-hmm. So, and Jay-Z could have been one of those people. Like, they was trying to figure out, how can we. Now, didn't nobody say nothing to Puffy when he was like, we got to figure out how we become owners so that to a predominantly Black sport, how do we become owners so that way we can have a seat at the table? Didn't nobody say shit about Puffy doing that. So Jay-Z, what bosses do, did it on the low, and he didn't say he was going to do it. He just came out and was like, now we got this partnership. And 2 days later after that, they was like, now part of the partnership is he's going to get ownership of an NFL team. And it's just like, well, people, if you realize it, and it's just like, if he gets ownership of the team, we get a seat at the table, and guess what? Now Cap has a chance to try out for a team owned by a Black man.
Thank you. It's chess.
Yeah.
Not checkers.
The Black community been playing checkers for years, and it worked back in the 60s.
Tic-tac-toe, bruh.
Like, we gotta play chess now. Like, you gotta play the game, man. Y'all got to learn chess. You gotta be 2 steps ahead of your opponent. That's the main. You gotta have at least 2 or 3. You gotta be at least 2 or 3 moves ahead of your opponent in chess.
So side note, are you recording? Because I never hit record.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, thank God. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. It's gonna be some great content. Just never made.
But yeah, like I just, and I'm trying to find a clip that I completely agree with, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, and he says it so eloquently. So I'm trying to find that clip so I can play it in a second. But
was it specifically about this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, he breaks it. He has a way with words. He's like Dr. Cornel West. They got words. I need to have a dictionary to even have a conversation with them. Yeah. And I've met both of them numerous times and be like, just one moment, let me look that word up. Because I don't know what you just said. It sounds amazing. But like I just want Black people, we're so the brown. I don't even want to say Black people. The brown community is just so easily influenced and just so easily just like, like the mouse or the cat with the infrared, like that's us. And I'd be like, God damn it. Like,
like you cannot.
I love us sometimes, but I hate us sometimes.
You can't make progress doing the exact same thing. And which, yes, people have made changes, but we're talking about the NFL. All right. The NFL literally, I'm not being funny. The NFL ruined the guy that that coined the term CTE, which is the issue that they've had to address. They were forced to address, but in the process of coming to the, basically conceding that he was right. In the process of doing so, they ruined the guy. The guy had to leave. He had to go to across the country and start practicing there. And he popped his head up whenever an NFL player commits suicide. Just like with Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
But Buddy was like, and I mean, my God, I'm not even joking. I think the guy's got at least like 6 or 7 degrees. Like, I'm so serious.
Yeah.
Buddy is, yeah, I mean, I guess that's the best way to say it is that he's smart as shit. Yeah. Just one of those people that just, they don't have any distractions. They don't go to the club. They don't go to homecoming. They don't, they just married to their work. We need people like that, really do. But we don't need the NFL ruining people like that when they're right.
And it's...
Sorry, I was on a little tangent.
No, you're good.
Earlier.
But, I mean, it's a white-owned industry. It's a white-owned... it's white-owned. Let's just be honest. But I just wanted people to understand the dynamic of the NFL. So they try to hold Roger Goodell accountable because he is the commissioner of the NFL for Kaepernick not having a job. It's not on him.
Yeah.
You got the NFL and 32 companies that roll under the NFL. Roger Goodell can't make a Jerry Jones, can't make a Robert Kraft hire in Cap. He can't make them.
Yeah.
Like they own the team because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be paying for Cap. So Roger Goodell can't tell these owners how to spend their money. Now they got a certain amount of space and like rules and regulations. They got a players union. They got, rules and policies and procedures in place. Yes. But at the end of the end of the day, it's 32 separate companies ran 32 different ways with 32 different owners. So you boycotting the NFL ain't doing shit. Which, like I told people, Cap went to 3 or 4 teams. The Ravens wanted them. The coach, everybody. The owner didn't. And the owner vetoed the entire transaction. You need to boycott the Ravens. Don't buy Ravens merchandise. Don't watch any of the games that show the Ravens. You got to impact the Ravens cash flow, because what people don't realize is each team has their own cash flow outside of the NFL. You got NFL merchandising, like all them jerseys and stuff is NFL merchandising.
Mm-hmm.
Then what affects the Ravens is the ticket sales and the airtime. Oh, well, nobody's watching the Ravens, so we're not going to put them on the TV anymore. You see how that works?
Yeah.
Right. That's how that again, chess. So, and then it was the Ravens, the Dolphins, the Redskins, 3 teams that we know for sure. The owners was like, nah. Coaches wanted Cap. Owners was like, nah. That's who you boycott and protest. You boycotting the NFL ain't doing shit.
Yeah. And you know, it's there's okay. So before
you see me at a Packers game, I paid my hard-earned money. I know where my Packer money going, but I don't watch. I don't watch. Well, I did watch the Ravens because they did play the Packers. Never mind. Last week, well, I bootlegged, so technically.
But you know what though? I've heard, and this is what I've heard. I will admit I have not done my own research on this. Probably because I would need to probably talk to Kaepernick himself, no one else. But from what I've heard, part of the argument is there are NFL quarterbacks like Nate Peterman, who throws 5 interceptions in the first half of one game.
True.
In the NFL, but yet Cap can't even get a chance. But the counter argument to that I've been hearing is that Cap doesn't just want to be part of a team; he wants to be the starter. He wants to be the franchise quarterback. In which case, I can understand a person wanting that because that's what you were.
Right.
That's what I mean. Why would you want to? I mean, who? It is what it is. I mean, that's natural to want that. But I mean, I guess the question. I think the question is: are the teams giving him an opportunity to be a franchise quarterback, to be a starting quarterback, or are they basically saying, "Yeah, we don't mind signing you, but bench, that's you, buddy."
Well, I mean, but you got to understand, this is hard. So I'm gonna say it like this. So in the beginning, when he was like freshly off, yes, you can make the case where he can definitely try out and be a starter. Yes, because of what was going on. Now you're 3 seasons going up on the 3rd season removed. I'm sorry, nobody is coming off 3 seasons removed from football being a starter, not unless there's an injury.
Yeah, I mean, we need to play a lot more. We got to play a lot more games in Canada. So
for you to come in now, that's just like, I'll take prime example. When Ron got hurt last year, because this shit came up in our press conference. This shit literally came up. Ron got hurt, and we had somebody behind us, Brett Hundley.
Yeah.
Yep, Brett Hundley was behind us, and they go, "Oh, were y'all gonna look to? Are y'all look to get Cap?" And you know, Mike McCarthy, he was like, well, we have a backup quarterback. We're going to move forward with Brett Hundley. He knows the system, which he's right. Now, if we didn't have any viable candidates behind Ron.
Yeah. Or if he got hurt in the offseason or something like that.
Yeah, like if he got hurt in the offseason, it's like, you know what, let's bring Cap in. Let's start getting him reps. That way he can be, you know.
In the system, yeah. You can give him
right. But we mid-season, we got backups who have been successful for us. I'm sorry, you just can't be like. Plus, another thing, I know fucking football. So in saying that, Cap don't fit in everybody's system. Cap's
no, he doesn't.
So you can't just put him in the way we run at the time, the way we ran our offense. Cap don't fit in it. Now this new coach we got, he actually probably could fit in that system.
Yeah, he might. Yeah,
but he didn't fit in our system that was already in place. So you can't just put somebody.
You're not changing the system mid-season.
Yeah, like
it is what it is.
Like guys, like let from a logical standpoint, like let's think business. Let's just go to a straight office. If you know, from a business standpoint, one of these banks, financial institution, you work in corporate America, and you do something that they feel is outside of their policy. You are a contractor, and you decide that you do not want to renew your contract, but you begin to look for other contracting jobs within the same company, right? But you kind of, put you got a bad reputation in the department that you're in. We just keeping this 100. You got a bad reputation in the department which you're in, just from, not because you did something wrong, just because you just rub people the wrong way. Of course, say that gets around the company. Again, you own contract, your contract's about to come. You opted out to renew your contract in this department. You ready to go to another department. Okay, well, that other department is just like, I don't really want to bring you on. Because people talk within a company, right? Yeah. So like, that's just like, oh, well, where's your recommendation? So if I'm in, mortgage department and I want to go to the technology department, the technology manager is going to call the mortgage and be like, hey, I just want to get a feel for this candidate.
Yeah. What am I about to sign up?
Right. What am I about to sign up to? Like, well, they did great work for us, but there was a situation that happened, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. All right, well, I don't want to hire you. And they tell them, well, he actually had a year left in his contract, but he decided to opt out of that to move on to other things.
Ezekiel Elliott.
So breaking it down to that aspect, it's a business, people. Like, that other department head has the right, not saying it's right, but he has the authority to be like, all right, I don't want to hire him because I don't want to deal with the drama. Or he don't believe in his
cancer.
Whatever the case may be, he has every right not to. Again, I'm not saying it's right, but from a business standpoint, if you look at it from a corporate America, you're pretty much sitting at the house and you pretty much have to go to another company altogether. The thing that sucked with Cap is you still trying to get into the same company. Again, I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying Cap should get a chance. Yes, he should. If he still wants to play, let the freaking brother play, okay? Let him play, but you can't.
But you know what? To add to that though, just like what you said earlier, that he didn't fit into the Packers system,
right?
Okay, so general managers and coaches, they sit beside each other. And because the quarterback position is the most important, actually, it's kind of like the most important position in all of sports, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. And so, but specifically, definitely in football, it's the most important position. And so they either A, create a system for the quarterback, or B, they draft or trade in order to get quarterbacks that fit their system. Mm-hmm. Because you got somebody, say like Lamar Jackson, that plays for the Ravens, but is not. I mean, as far as they don't call him a pocket passer like Tom Brady.
Right.
Tom Brady stands there. He stands in the quote unquote the pocket, which is this little bubble of protection that's created by the offensive line. He stands there and he just kind of delivers the ball from there. He's great at it. He's literally been doing it for about 20 years. All right, but he's slow as shit. It is what it is. Now you got somebody like Lamar Jackson, who we honestly don't even know how fast he is because he didn't run the 40, but the kid got some wheels. All right. The boy got some speed. And the advantage that gives is that it's still a league in which the quarterback, generally, most quarterbacks don't run the ball ever. So whenever you have a quarterback that can run the ball, like Kaepernick,
yep,
like Lamar Jackson, like Cam Newton, that gives you a competitive advantage.
Yep.
You got to be wise about when you're gonna run it, but it gives you an advantage.
Right.
And so if you have an offense that is geared towards the quarterback never leaving ever, then the offensive linemen don't know what to do. Receivers don't know to like look back and like, I guarantee you, like the Seahawks and Russell Wilson, now he'd be playing like backyard football and he'd be running around and doing all types of 360s and stuff like that. And then he'll throw the ball. If you ever watch when they do replays, just watch the receivers, because they know once they see him start moving around, they see the defense all of a sudden shifting directions, they know to try to do whatever to get open. They're coached to do that. That's the type of system. So if you put somebody, like I said, you put somebody like that in, you put someone that can play in that system but you put them in like the Patriots or something where that's just not the kind of system they have, it's a recipe for disaster.
Agreed.
You're not going to win games.
Agreed. Completely agree.
You're not going to win games.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, Cap wants to play, let him play, but then it goes back to, and I preface it what Jay-Z says, it's just like, we've protested. Now it's time to take action. Like, guys, like let's be real here. As a holistic thing, like when we gonna stop protesting and start putting in petitions to get laws changed? When we gonna stop protesting and actually have a voting, or like you can't just protest and think shit's going to get better. You can't just protest and be like, oh yeah, the white man ain't gonna let us do this, or whoever ain't gonna, like, well, what are you doing to take action? You peaceful protesting is great to bring awareness. All right, now we got awareness. We got the social media. People is buzzing, talking about it. All right, now we got momentum. What are we going to do with it?
And you know what? Also,
we sit on it. We don't do nothing.
There's people out there that they will protest peacefully. And that other person, the other side, will give them an opportunity. Whatever it is that they're protesting, that person will give them an opportunity. And they don't do anything with it. Mm-hmm. To me, in hindsight, that's called complaining. Honestly.
Message.
It is what it is. It's like, and again, I'm absolutely 100% guilty of this. I was too immature, so I didn't recognize that's what it was. But I've, quote unquote, protested like certain things, just like in school or whatever. And then had the administration like, all right, it was a sit down, it was a conversation. It was like, all right, so what are some of the ways we can change this? What are some of the things that we can do about this? And I ain't have shit. So, and I'm like, and it's like one of them, them homie teachers, one of the homies, he basically was like, man, don't ever do that shit again, bro. Like,
yeah,
how you gonna protest something and you ain't even got shit to talk about when you get a seat at the table, you ain't got shit to talk about. But
that's the thing, like but the brown community, that's what we do a lot of complaining, and I just don't see enough action. And the people that I see putting action is like the Jaden Smiths with the water and the Jay-Z's, and like these are people I see doing action. Like, people been complaining about Flint, Michigan. Jaden was like, all right, well, I created water in recyclable things. You know what? I'm gonna create a filtration system. The first one went to Flint, Michigan. Action.
You know that.
Instead, us black folk, well, they can go fix Notre Dame, but mind you, Notre Dame is a whole nother country. They can fix Notre Dame, but Flint, Michigan, they just need $100,000 to get their water system. Well, do you have a GoFundMe for this? Do you have, like, what are you doing? Instead, you sit here like, we want to sit here and be like, well, y'all ain't doing this, and y'all ain't doing it, y'all ain't doing this, and y'all ain't doing that. And I'm like, again, let's take it to a scenario. If you have a child,
come on,
and
they're
complaining that they got jacked up grades, as a parent, what you gonna do? Well, what effort have you put into it? What actions have you taken to change this D that you got?
What's up with them video games you be on to about 2 a.m?
Right. So I'm just like, guys, like, as adults, we sit here and complain to the kids about, I'm just like, the same lessons you trying to teach your kids, take a spoonful of that shit for yourself. Like, seriously, like,
that's real.
Like I said, I'll be honest and say, like, even when we talk about the great hack, like, I don't know the solution. Like, this data thing is just, it's huge and massive and beyond me. Like, I don't know the solution.
I feel like, you know what, to be honest with you, well, go ahead. I'll let you finish real quick. Go ahead.
But if there's somebody that does know a solution, or, that's viable, like, I'll be behind it. Like, I'm like, hell, if I had $1 billion, you know what do I need to do to be a full-on, 100% owner of a team to make things happen? Because I've always said, like, you think, it's always been, it's sad that it took Kaepernick to But just like Jerry Jones, you know, the whole comments that came out, shut up and play, and, you know, you're going to be fired if you don't, do this. I was just like, guys, there is a players union. They can't, they can up and fire them all they want to. But guess what? They're still going to get paid contracts because they got contracts. They have a players union that protects the players from shit like this. But again, everybody don't do their research. Black people don't put the facts together. That's why I was just like, I had a conversation with a friend, and then he was like, well, my cousin just started with the Cowboys. I said, you got to think. I said, if y'all truly won't change, I said, stop trying to put it on the fans to make the change. I said, the players need to come together and strike and say, don't play. How much that would hurt me? It would hurt me a lot because I'm a fan who wants to see football. But
they've done it before.
And they have. And they've got shit done. So my whole thing is, if the players, listen what I'm saying, were truly even behind Cap, because 80% of the NFL is black, and shut down football, why are you leaving it up to the fans? Because if you leave it up, if you stop watching, the NFL has contracts with these networks for the next 10 years. You stop watching, they still gonna come on, man.
Actually, and that was gonna be my other point. I gotta get to it in just a second. But hold on. We're back. Are we back?
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed our commercials. we don't have them yet. But I did find the Michael Eric Dyson snippet when he was talking about Jay-Z and all that stuff. Let's see.
On the other hand, the broader issues that are available that need to be discussed, then we need some leadership and guidance. Jay-Z's portfolio, Jay-Z's profile has been there. He's the one who said, God, forgive me for my brash delivery, but I remember vividly what these streets did to me. Imagine me allowing you to nitpick at me and portray me like a pickaninny. That's not me. So Jay-Z has skin in the game, and he has social justice agendas that are relevant, and we can agree or disagree, but we shouldn't name call. The enemy is white supremacy, white nationalism, the inability of white owners to acknowledge the humanity of black people across the board if they refuse to hire Colin Kaepernick. At the same time, Jay-Z is talking about, this is what we're going to do. If the folk ask, what do we do, and we don't have an answer, Malcolm X was talking to there was a young league.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what just happened to my.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Champagne room. All right. But anyway,
that's the camera, yeah. But yeah, so that I agree with Michael Eric Dyson on that aspect of it.
I liked how he, in a very articulate manner, recited those lyrics with, with surgical precision. Loved it. Like for real. Man, there were 2 points I was about to make before the break. I remember one of them, but the other escaped me. It'll come back. It'll come back. But I will say this though. I was looking at, and this actually, I called into the radio station, Fox Sports, whatever number they say to call in. I called in, and I can't see what happened. There we go. She's back. All right. That was cool, yo. That worked. Yeah, just give him a little one of those, and I still look the same. All right. So anyway, I called into the radio station, and this actually, because they got to screen the calls. They want to know what you're going to talk about before they put you in the queue. But this got me to the queue, and they ran out of time. But it's all good though. So my comment was going to be that it was two sides. I see two sides, two strategies, or I guess a strategy within both sides. So of course we already discussed Jay-Z's strategy, and it's change, or what I believe is a strategy, and is that change comes from within. Get in there and start making demands once you're a partner, as opposed to just being on the outside looking in. But on the NFL side, what I looked at I looked at how it's a known fact that the ratings had dipped.
Yes.
And I also looked at how their TV contracts are up for renewal.
Oh.
They don't want to miss out on that money because you know the networks is going to be like, hey, but these ratings is low.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't about to pay that money like that.
Yeah,
so
true.
I agree, but
that's why they slowly started shifting to putting games on the NFL Network. Because you remember, even on the NFL Network was there, they still had ABC, NBC, CBS, and then ESPN.
ESPN, yeah.
Right. So then they was like, we're going to do Thursday night on the NFL Network, and I think Sunday
night NBC. Sunday night's always been NBC.
Yeah,
well, not always, but I mean it's NBC.
Yeah. So they could easily switch some more games to the NFL Network, which is owned by them. But you're right. But again, and that's where they say Jay-Z is a capitalist, because there's a part of the partnership. What we loosely know about the partnership is he will be responsible for the halftime stuff for major, so like your playoffs and Super Bowls, right? My whole thing is, honestly, yes, I watch the Super Bowl for the halftime, but I watch for the commercials too. The commercials have been trashed the past 2 years too. So, and a lot of people brought up the caveat. Well, they said Jay-Z called Jermaine Dupri and told him they said it's the same deal, and he told Jermaine Dupri not to do it. And I'm like, no, the halftime piece is just a part of the deal Jay-Z has with the NFL, not the whole shebang. And I think that's what people are missing. Like, yeah, he told Jermaine Dupri not to do it, but Jermaine Dupri was doing it just for the halftime. He wasn't doing it to have a message behind it, to bring some kind of light to the social injustices. Jermaine Dupri was literally doing it just so he could be on the stage for NFL. Like, there's a difference. So, like I said, the last time Beyonce did Super Bowl, there was damn sure a strong message in that performance. Like, it was the Black Panther movement. It was actually like the anniversary of the Black Panthers. They was dressed up with like Huey P. Newton. Like, it was a message. So I can see Jay-Z doing the same thing with, like, I feel like it's going to be a very blunt overt message when it comes to these halftime performances that Jay-Z is going to be a part of, along with whatever else is part of the partnership. And I don't know what that is. Like I said, that, a lot of it, like a lot of people, it's just a wait and see. It's really just a wait and see.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be quick to call him a sellout when he has the track record. And I'm just like, up until this point, Jay-Z has been a chess player. So, I mean, let's see what he does. But like I said, I can't speak too much because, hell, I'm technically an owner. So I'm technically a sellout and part of the situation as well, even though I've been an owner since 2007 or something like that, whatever. But I ain't giving my ownership back. No, cost too much.
I'm with you on that. But
I'm just saying, like, I understand where a lot of people come from and the capitalists, but I'm just like, bruh, what happened to, keep your friends close and your enemies closer? Like it's just, you ain't gotta like the people. You ain't got. And
there's a long list of rappers that have earned the name sellout. A long list.
Yeah.
And people go out and flock to their Instagram pages every day, play their music every day, listen to, like, show up at their concert, like all of that stuff. I could absolutely name names. I have no problem naming names and why I call them a sellout with receipts.
Yeah.
But this ain't the episode for that.
Yeah. So like I said, I just want us not to be so quick to judge folks and name call, like, especially, and I couldn't wait for this. Eric Reed. So the other guy that is a part of started the Players Coalition, whatever, and the one that kneeled along with Kaepernick. This fool has
the first one to kneel along with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Has a nerve to literally sit up there and say, oh, in an interview, in a locker room for the Panthers, who he plays for and gets his salary from. Oh, Jay-Z's a sellout, him partnering with the NFL. Sir, you play for the NFL. Listen to how you sound. You play on a team while your brethren that you're taking up for is sitting at home. You have a team. You play for the Carolina Panthers. You are getting a paycheck.
Yeah, I think he gets about $8 million a year, if I'm not mistaken.
So how in the hell do you have the right to call Jay-Z a sellout when Cap's still sitting at home and you got a job? And everybody go, oh, well, he started the players' code. I'm like, well, how is that any different than what the hell Jay-Z did? He got back in the NFL and started an organization to help with social injustice and what's going on. So, but again, what did he, first thing I said, he got back into the NFL to create a, see what I said there?
I'll tell you, look, Yos, the issue is it's so obvious. The problem is that there has yet to be one meeting with everybody involved. That's the issue. Because if I'm not mistaken,
you might be right.
Cap's, I mean, he's done like magazine type stuff.
Yeah. He won't do interviews.
Won't do interviews.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, like I want to believe there is a strategy involved in that. Like it's for a legitimate, specific purpose. It's in furtherance of something. I have no idea what, but I do feel like it would clear up a ton of confusion. It could also open them up to a lot of like a lot more criticism, or it could end up like making things worse. So like I said, I mean, it could be a strategy to not do interviews right now, but I feel like it would clear up a lot. Because I mean, Jay-Z did say that he and Government had they had spoken to each other. I think he said that he spoke with him prior to doing the deal.
Well, his girlfriend says it was after the deal. Ed Reed says it was after the deal. I don't care when it happened. The fact of the matter is, like, I feel like there's a method to the madness. But I agree with you with it. Maybe Jay-Z could have handled it better in the fact of still do the partnership, but maybe he should have sat down with Cap and Eric, since Eric does have that organization within the NFL, and Cap to see, look, this is what I'm about to do here, you know, whatever the, not telling us, of course, and still keeping it behind closed doors, but maybe divulging his chess moves with them, because technically Jay-Z's acting on something that Kaepernick started in the first place. That piece I can agree with and can see why people can be upset, because Jay-Z probably could have handled that a little better. Yes. I can probably agree with that. I leave the Eric part out, but maybe Cap. Because like I said, everything is stemming from what Cap kneeling. So that piece I can bend on and say, yeah, Jay-Z probably could have done a better job. Like, but we might not even know. Like his girlfriend say one. Cap's girlfriend is saying a whole lot that Cap ain't even saying. So I don't know. So I don't know. Like, again, I'm not behind closed doors. I'm not about to assume the 4 agreements, which I read, great book. I'm not about to sit here and assume. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I just need Black people to really, like, it's the year of our Lord 2019. We got to stop treating things like 1960 and stop pointing the fingers and waiting for,
and then sit back and cross our arms,
and then judge you because you didn't handle it the way that you wanted them to handle it, or you didn't do it in the right manner that, you know what I mean? Like, no, that's not fair. Like you need to get off your ass and put action. Like it's just that simple. We can't attack things now like we did in the 1960s. We just can't. We have to actually act and do. And the sad part is the younger generation, and not even the millennials, I don't even know the name of these new babies that's like in high school. they doing more action than most of these millennials. And I'm just being honest. I mean, you have what baby girl from Blackish, she's the youngest producer in Hollywood.
Hollywood, right? Yeah.
Along with her her sister that plays on Grown Ups, her name is slipping my mind. She does so much for the Black community and getting about voting, and she's such a like civil rights activist, and I'm like, this child is 17, but yet and still her aunties them is sitting back. Well, I wouldn't even do that. They need to give us our reparations, and they need to do this, and they need to do that. And I'm like, our ancestors, let's be honest, our ancestors didn't sit back and let they do nothing. They did. Look at Nat Turner. He said, look, Nat Turner said, F y'all, I'm taking over. Like,
I'll see how quickly y'all switched from Real Housewives. I'm sorry. That was impressive.
Because the aunties, I ain't doing. They need to.
Why do they make that face? I mean, are they eating like Sour Patch Kids or something? What's the face?
I don't know. I truthfully don't know. But
okay.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, we just gotta.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I had solutions for stuff, then I would do what I could with what I got. But like I said, some things I just don't have solutions for. I don't know how to fix
we need
NFL.
Look, and it's I really don't want to call it embarrassing. It kind of is, but there's no unified front.
Oh God, yeah.
There's no leader. There's no like one person that is quote unquote like the head of this.
We don't. We're the era of Malcolm and Martin and Mandela is gone. So who?
Now we'll just speak for ourselves. We'll just voice our own concerns because
everybody has a freaking opinion. So you have 1.2 billion opinions. It's like, okay, so that's great. We all have an opinion. Like even me and you, like we have an opinion on things, but all we can do is sit and see what Jay-Z does and go from there. But like I said, if I had a solution, like for instance, when we talked about when we had Fred on and we were talking about, buying black and stuff like that, like I have literally taken upon myself to be conscious and buy black. Like my deodorant is black now. I buy from a black vendor, like things like that. Like I have Tidal, which is black owned by Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. Like there's certain things that I'm like, I'll slowly research and be like, oh, okay. My toothpaste is from a black vendor now. Like I said, if I knew a solution, I'll do whatever I can to put money back into the black community. That was a start to that solution. As far as this NFL thing, we have to have a seat at the table first to see truly what's going on inside the owners' conversation to truly get a grasp of how do we conquer going forward. So what happened to Cap will never happen to another player. You see what I'm saying? But the only way to do that is you got to get inside. So
you got to have a seat at the table. There is an owners meeting every spring.
Yep.
I don't really know where it's at. I think it's like in Florida or something. But
they usually change it.
Yeah, it's
in New York one year when they had that strike. It was in New York. So they changed it.
They probably had several meetings that year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's the owners meeting every single year. There's a coaches meeting, and then there's also an owners meeting.
We get as shareholders, we get just like a memorandum of what was discussed, but what came out of, like what changes are coming. Like if so we don't
like a skeleton version of the minutes.
Yeah.
I got you.
So that's the extent as a shareholder that I get is like, hey, this is what was discussed. This is what is going to be changed.
So they could talk about Kaepernick for an hour.
Yep, and we wouldn't know.
But as long as there was no decision, yeah. Well,
and take in mind, Kaepernick won the settlement with the NFL, so he got paid for his back pay, undisclosed amount, an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, NDA. So Kaepernick,
and and it's funny because they said it was an undisclosed amount, and then literally hours later, people were saying, "Yeah, it was probably for this amount of money."
Oh
and
yeah, they were saying,
really,
"Oh yeah, he got $4 million." Like, how do you know this? Like
for real. I wanted to go to every last one of them and be like, "Bruh, I need receipts.
like
Receipts for
yeah.
I need printout."
But yeah, so the NFL, they lost the case. It was admitted that it was foul play and he was being blackballed, and he got paid the back pay from being blackballed. So now there's nothing. So that slate part is wiped clean. Now Cap's just waiting for a job.
I wonder what his, and I really do wonder like how much, because if it was back pay, then it would have been a significant amount of money. And I say that because he was playing on, at the time, he was playing on $100 million contract. It was like, I want to say it was like 103.
Yeah, because he opted out. He had 1 year option left with the Niners, and he opted out to.
So was Royal Oaks. Not so was Oral. I mean.
Well, he was just trying to get out from under the 49er organization, which technically people should be protesting the 49ers because they damn sure.
I think they're doing enough to themselves right now.
Yeah, they are. But still though, like, so he had a 1 year option left, and he opted out of that to pretty much be placed in free agency so he can get see if he
picked up by another team. Yeah.
So I don't know how that works, because technically he opted out of the last year, which is what he would have got if he would have stayed. So I don't know if they just estimated of, I don't know. I don't know how they did that, but
yeah, no, I got you. Nope, that's not it. Where's it at? No, because it's a website that, or maybe it's over on this side. It's a website. Yeah, you're right. It declined 16.9. Woof. Declined a $16.9 million player option for 2017 with San Francisco.
Yeah.
Jesus. Whew. He's a good one.
Well, he just didn't like what was going on in the organization, so he wanted to leave and go to another team.
Yeah, here it goes. Okay, so he was drafted in 2011, which was the greatest draft class of all time, in my opinion. No, that really was. Side note. That was the one with like Cam Newton, Julio Jones, AJ Green, JJ Watt. It was loaded. Patrick Peterson. Yeah, it was a loaded draft. Richard Sherman, like all of that. Anyways,
yeah.
But he was drafted in. Okay, where'd it go? Lord have mercy. Here it goes. All right, so it was drafted in 2011, and so in July 2011, he signed a 4-year, $5.2 million contract. That was his rookie contract.
Right.
And then on June 4th of 2014, that's when he signed a 6-year, $114 million contract extension.
Right.
And yeah. So from what I'm seeing, his total career earnings up through the end of the 2016 season was 43.5 mil, rounded up. But so I mean, he did great. He did make some good money. Don't forget they tax the crap out of you when you get making money like that.
Yeah.
But and you gotta pay his agent too, and family look for handouts. But anyways, yo, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, like I said, Jay-Z versus the black community. The black community.
Non-issue.
The black community versus everybody, honey, because we got an opinion by that. Okay.
It's a non-issue.
Damn chicken biscuits. God almighty.
I haven't tried it yet.
I'm over it. For the simple fact of you guys and it was so funny. I seen somebody on Twitter go, should have bought stock in Popeyes, which is so true. Because Popeyes they've made something $0.4 million off of in 11 days off of this crap. And I'm like, people are fighting over this thing. One man went to the grocery store and bought some buns to bring back because they ran out of bread. I was like, guys, it's just a chicken biscuit. I mean, it's just a chicken sandwich. It's like, how many restaurants got chicken sandwich? Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It ain't as great as Chick-fil-A, but it's good. Okay, whatever. Everybody got an opinion. Oh, well, Wendy's is in it. Then, like, it was cute the first day when Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, and Popeyes was on social media. That was kind of cute. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is cute. They're actually like the official accounts with the blue check. We're actually kind of comically going back and forth. That then Black Twitter got a hold to it, and my God, it's like an hour, 2 hours in line for Popeyes. It's not that serious. It's a chicken sandwich, y'all. Like honestly,
there's so many ways to cook it.
Yeah, like I said, it's good. It has great flavor. I've tried it, but it's not worth all this hype. I'm sorry. It's a chicken sandwich that is loaded in fucking grease and had me swollen the next day. Like, so don't be killing your arteries over this damn chicken sandwich. I
heard it's expensive too.
Yeah, it's actually more expensive than Chick-fil-A. Right.
All right.
Like I said, that's, some people are talking about it on, like I said, it's a blurb on this podcast because I don't think it's that serious, but it's the new craze. I'm just here looking at the memes, but I'm over it for the fact that now I'm seeing like legit people fight over this shit. Like,
okay.
Like it's guys, it's food. Like half of y'all can go home and make this same goddamn sandwich.
And you know what's crazy? 15. Hold on. 16 years ago, we were all going crazy because gas prices were going up. When's the last time anybody complained about that?
Like I said, the cat with the red dot on the wall, and it's black people making Popeyes owners filthy rich. I don't want to hear one black person get offended by a chicken joke, at least for the year.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna be out like, if I hear a white comedian talk about black people and chicken, they valid, because the way we making ourselves look over this damn chicken sandwich, I don't want to. I don't want you to get offended in no way, shape, or form at all. Just saying.
I'm more of a seafood guy anyway, so
really?
Yeah. What up?
You got real relaxed over there when you change rooms. I don't like it. You over there like, I'm just more of
I'm on the couch.
You like what? Dos Equis. What is? I don't know how to say it. Like, oh, when I eat, I usually eat seafood.
Yeah.
I
don't usually go all out for my food, but when I do.
I choose seafood. What? Whatever. In other black news, not just we're gonna have to have that as a segment. In other black news, like
that could be funny if we do have something like that.
It's something every week. Honestly, we just don't touch on it as much. But like I said, we touch on some of the trending stuff, but not. Yeah, I think the chicken sandwich craze I'm over it. So it's good, but I'm gonna be Chick-fil-A. I tried Popeye's chicken sandwich. That's probably gonna be the last time you see me touch that chicken sandwich. I can't do because I've been eating clean. I can't. It's when I tell you, like, it messed my system up the next day. Like, my hands swell up, my ankles were swollen because of it's so fatty. And it's like that sandwich is greasy as shit. It's like salt. I was like, oh God, I had to drink a gallon of water the next day to flush my system out.
You gotta be wise about them cheat day meals.
Bruh.
People try to eat something that they used to eat 20 years ago.
Honey, I'm excited I found a vegan pizza spot here because I've been craving pizza, but because I don't eat dairy, it's been hard to find. Like, and I don't eat beef or pork, and I be wanting meat lovers and not just a freaking veggie pizza, but found a vegan pizza. Yeah. You didn't know that?
I'm on salads right now.
I don't do dairy, beef, and pork. Yeah.
Well, because I'm going out of town, and I've been to Chicago before. It was for an interview.
Garrett's.
So I was literally there and out.
Garrett's. You didn't get no Garrett's?
No, I had enough time to catch a train to the interview and then catch a train to the airport. I went on to fly out, so I didn't have time.
They got Garrett's in the airport.
I don't remember which airport I'm flying. I think I'm flying to O'Hare. So
they got Garrett's in the airport.
Duly noted.
You don't get you some damn Garrett's. I'm going.
I got it. Got you.
It's in the airport, and everybody that's listening to this is probably hollering, "Dude, you don't go to Chicago and not get Garrett's." Like, I don't care if you flying in and out. They got it in the airport.
All right. God. Okay. Look, I'm gonna go.
Well, that's like going to New Orleans and not getting beignets.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm on a foodie. Sorry.
No, that's all good.
I'm starting a foodie vlog soon.
Are you?
Yeah, it's going to be an app. I'm building an app that's going to have my signature, what I always say, and like my handle on like social media, but a lot of people don't necessarily see it. That's going to be the name of it. And I'm not going to say it until the app actually goes live. But yeah, it'll deal with food, travel, which I do so well. And of course, a little bit of inspirational, motivation. So one of the projects I'm working on.
That's so beautiful.
It is.
The project I'm working on, and I'm like legit in the back cave on this. I'm keeping it from everybody. I think only 2 people know about it, and that's because they're in on it.
There you go.
So it's no disrespect to you, Yo's. You will definitely know when.
Oh no, honey, I'm cool. Hey, because
I know you know. Yeah,
I know. That's just the entry thing. I have 2 other projects that running behind this. Yeah. So yeah, I got you. I'm actually starting a new technology branch of my LLC. So I've been trying to figure out the name, and I just had the epiphany of the name earlier today. So I'm good now. Yeah.
I can tell you right now, that is the absolute hardest part for me.
Yes, it is. And it was like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was like, holy crap, because I have, Emerge Consulting LLC.
Right.
Now, and it took a while to get that. And I'm like, I want something that's going to grow and expand. And then it was like, I was like, Lord, I literally been praying. I was like, Lord, I need you to help me with this name for the technology branch. And literally driving down the road, he was like, and I was like, duh. And yeah, it was one of those, like, you already had the name. I was like, you is good, Lord. You is good.
Yeah, I mean, I go back and forth so many times because I'm like, all right, it's got to be catchy. All right, it can't be too long. All right, it's got to be simple. All right, I don't want them to mispronounce it. All right, I want them to be able to spell it right. All right, you know what I mean? Like, it's, oh man.
That's the hardest part.
Tough.
And
that's tough.
Yeah.
I think of all the businesses I've started, I came up with 0 names. Yeah. Every last one of them. Come up with none like, yeah, that's usually
did you come up with the name of, how did we come up with the name of the podcast?
That was 100% you. 100%. What? No 99, no fit, no 100 to 0.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Oh, look at that.
Because I think I said something like all pro and Yo's pod show or something like that. Yeah, it was terrible. That wasn't going to catch.
And now we're here.
Yeah, Ellen Jeezy. We're good now.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
All right, Yo's.
Until next time. Peace.